Good afternoon, beloved TIs. Much love to y'all, and thank you so much for joining me here this beautiful Sunday. I'm so glad to be a part of the Chosen Heroes and to be able to bring you messages that I feel that are given to me by God and the universe to share with you. I believe in each and every one of you. And I, as always, continue to pray for you. So, as always, we will start today off in prayer. And so, God, universe, I ask that you cover and protect this podcast and continue to cover and protect Targeted Justice. Thank you so much for the opportunity to provide your messages to these beloved people. I ask that you inspire hope and healing and restoration in each and every one of their lives, those that are in attendance today and those who watch this episode later on. I ask that you continue to be our shepherd and our guiding light in our journey and for the days to come, and for opening our ears and eyes to see your truth and know the path that we must go and the steps we must go forward. I ask that during this episode that each and every one of those in attendance that have listened to it, that they receive the tools they need for their own self-care journey. And knowing that even in the most adverse situations that as targeted individuals we are under attack, that we are still with hope and we trust and we stand on your word, God, that you will lift the veil of these shadow programs and expose it to all citizens around the world. I thank you, Father, for surrounding us with your warrior angels and for your protection in the days ahead. In your name I pray. Amen. All right, I have a wonderful presentation created for you today. So let's jump in and go to the Week in Review for Targeted Justice. The Supreme Court denied the petition for rehearing Targeted Justice case versus Garland. But please, TIs, do not fret. Targeted Justice has 3 additional lawsuits in progress. It is important as a community that we continue to spread awareness about the targeted programs and carry the torch of truth. These are the days that we must rise up and continue to expose these programs. We have the freedom to do so, and social media is our platform, and we will reach many, many people by doing so. Help shut down the targeting programs by writing Kash Patel, who is the new FBI director, Peter Hegseth, who is the Secretary of Defense, and Tulsi Gabbard, who's a TI herself, and the new Director of National Intelligence. A sample letter template is included and can be accessed through this week's Targeted Justice newsletter on Substack. So please be cognizant and aware that do not write your life stories in these letters, because you've got to be able to capture the audience in a very concise, simplified way. So these templates that are published on the newsletter are a way of achieving this. They are concise and to the point, and they are in unison with your community. So I urge you to use the templates. This is not the time to write everything that you've gone through. Remember, we don't want to get into explaining things and be put into or labeled into that fantastical category. We are stating the truth and we are being concise. So these letters matter. Please take action. Please. If you would like to volunteer for targeted justice, please send an email to tjustice2@proton.me. In the subject line, be sure to clearly state volunteer, so it will grab the attention of the receiver who is monitoring the targeted justice inbox. And within the body of the email, be sure to state what areas of interest that you wish to volunteer or provide assistance. And as always, continue spreading awareness by displaying targeted justice merchandise, which can be ordered through Printify. The web site is listed below. And also, remember, we are walking billboards of awareness to the public. One person a day that didn't know this exists is a win. So think about that. So as stated, I have prepared a presentation for you today. I'm very excited about this. I'm always wanting to add tools to your toolbox as you go through this horrendous experience of being tortured. And you can decide on all the tools that are presented, which one you resonate with the most. And you may just want to mix it around. So this one today is called Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as EFT for short. So what is Emotional Freedom Technique? It was developed by Gary Craig in 1995, and Gary studied thought field therapy, also known as TFT, with Roger Callahan. And Gary felt that TFT was quite complicated because it involves having to know how to do muscle testing on your body and a series and learning over 200 different sequences of meridian points that are on the body based off of emotional condition or symptoms someone was feeling. And Gary sought to simplify this. And so he developed a procedure and created the emotional freedom technique, which only involves a small number, 9 meridian points. No matter the issue at hand, EFT is so versatile that you can use the same 9 energy centers on the body for a variety of situations. So EFT is also referred to as meridian tapping. Again, it's those energy centers. Think acupuncture, acupressure, acupoints. That is the whole motive behind this. So meridian tapping, or just simply tapping, the concept is to stimulate these major energy points within your body using your fingertips, and while simultaneously tuning in to your discomfort or area of focus that you want to work on. So as you're tapping, a positive affirmation is recited to reframe and neutralize and release the discomfort or an emotional event. Very important. So trapped energy within your energy centers, and some also refer to, you have your chakras as well, can cause dysfunction and disease to set into your body. That's why stress is like it's a silent killer. Okay, so look at EFT as eradicating and neutralizing that stress, in addition to pain and other emotional events in your body. And it will release that trapped energy, that stagnant, stuck energy in the emotions, all the emotions that are behind that stagnation. So, and the great thing about EFT is it is no cost alternative treatment for emotional distress and physical pain, and can be performed anywhere. So literally, you could do this in your car, outside, at work, whenever you're just engulfed in a moment and you need to reset and release that energy and emotions. So it's really beneficial. So during this presentation today, you will learn what the emotional freedom technique can be used for, what the 9 major energy points are for tapping in your body, how and where to tap, how to create an affirmation statement or statements to use while you're tapping, how to measure the before and after results of your session, and today you will be able to follow along and complete an EFT session on yourself. So, as always, what is the science behind emotional freedom technique, also known as EFT? So, EFT draws on various theories of alternative medicine, including acupuncture, neurolinguistic programming, and various energy medicine modalities. By tapping the 9 major energy centers of the body, it frees energy to flow through the meridians within the body by releasing the trapped energy and restoring balance and equilibrium. No matter how challenging and intrusive your symptoms may be, EFT may have great benefits to offer you. EFT helps you value, explore, and transform your emotional and physical reality. So your reality is based off of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions you carry with you. EFT can be used for a variety of things. So, in summary, you can release and transform painful emotions like anxiety, stress, sadness, anger, guilt, fear, shame, grief and loss, frustration, worry. You can promote healing from emotional trauma and PTSD, as TIs, we suffer from this. Improve physical discomfort from pain. Very big one for us. Increase self-esteem, clear thinking, positive feeling, and greater sense of peace. Increase your energy, your motivation, and your productivity. Promoting your spiritual growth, your connection with God and universe, self-empowerment and confidence, and move behind self-limiting beliefs and open the pathways to new opportunities and connections. So let's dig in. And as I'm explaining the 9 tapping points that are used within EFT, I ask that you go through them with me, and I will do them as we go through each one of the 9s. And these illustrations are very helpful too for those that are visual. And let's get started. So the very first tapping point is going to be the side, that flat side edge of your hand in line with your pinky, right in here. And also known as kind of the karate chop, right? So what you can do with the tapping is you can use your fingertips. So you could take 2 or 3, whatever is most comfortable with you. So 2 I'm going to use. And you're going to tap your fingers on that karate chop, that side flat edge of your hand. Now, if you prefer to use more flat of your fingers instead of just the tips, you can do that too. It's whatever is most comfortable to you. Just know that the goal is that you're tapping this meridian, which is a major energy point in your body. So you're just going to tap lightly. You don't have to tap very hard, but just you're waking it up and you're saying, hey, energy, I need you to start flowing right here. So you just tap. So the next one, number 2, is going to be your eyebrow, and it is at the very edge, right at the bridge where the bridge of your nose is, right here. So again, take your fingers and then you start tapping here. So number 3 is going to be the side of your eye. So think of it as the corner of your eye and move out and you'll feel where that bone is right there. And again, you're going to take your fingers and you're going to start tapping right there at that corner. Number 4 is right underneath the eye. So I'm going to move my glasses up a little bit. So you want to be in the center where your iris is in your eyes. And then it's going to be right above the cheekbone in alignment with that iris. And again, just softly tapping your fingers there. And from there, we move on to number 5, which is right under your nose in the center. So just below your nose, not in your nostrils, and above your lip is another major energy center point here. You know, just tap, tap, tap. And with the tapping, you can tap anywhere from 5 to 10 or so times. That should be suffice. Okay, now we move on to the chin. And it's just below the chin, right where that crease is. And you're going to tap there. That's number 6. Number 7, we're going to move under the arm. So you'll raise your arm up. You will take your hand, place it right under your armpit. Where your pinky meets at the end, move your fingers to where your pinky was. And then feel underneath your arm for a kind of tender spot, a soft, tender spot. And that is where you need to start tapping. And again, take your fingers and just begin tapping there. Now we're going to move on to the collarbone area. So feel in this area where you feel your collarbone. And from there, that is where you will begin the tapping for your collarbone. And the last and final, number 9, take your thumbs, put them in your ears, bring your hands over, and where your hands almost meet, that is going to be your sure target area for the center top of your head. So right in this area, crown of the head, and tap away. And there you have it. Those are the 9 major energy points that are part of the tapping within an EFT treatment technique. So the steps that you're going to follow, and again, we are going to go through one together, but I ask that right now that you think of something that you would like to focus on. So typically what you want to do, you want to prepare and set the stage for an EFT treatment or technique. So you want to wash your hands. You don't want to have sticky, dirty hands when you start touching your body, right? You want to be clean. And next, you want to find you a place where either you can sit or you can lay down and not be interrupted, because this is a session for your self-care. Okay? And once you have sat down or you have laid down, you want to just take in some very deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. So you're clearing and getting ready to do your session. So do that a couple of times. Deep breath work is so important. So you're setting the stage up for your treatment. So very important. You need to determine one area you wish to focus on, because if you add in multiple things like a laundry list, then they don't get the same concentrated energy because it's so commingled together. So that is why it's very important for you to target and focus on one area, and because it's going to give you the best benefit. Very important. Now, we will go through a EFT treatment session together, and again, you can use the affirmations that I've come up with, but just remember this: you can tailor this and resonate it with what feels best for yourself in your situation. So just make sure that the affirmation starts out with, even though I'm. Very simple. Even though I'm stressed, even though I'm in pain, even though I'm engulfed with grief, you choose the area that you want to focus on and make sure that you use those words at the beginning of the statement. So once you've created your statement in mind that you want to begin with, and you can also just kind of flow with the different points, because what you're going to do is use those statements when you're doing your tapping. So next, very important at the beginning of the session, you want to place your hands on your body. So if you want to put it on the area where you're having the discomfort, if it's something very emotional and overwhelming, then you can place them on your head. And then what you need to do is just kind of sit with it and tune in to your area of focus while you have your hands on your head, and you need to feel into it and connect with it. And from that point, on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, 0 being no discomfort and 10 being the extreme, right? The most extreme, you need to rate the issue, the feeling, or the discomfort. And just remember that number, because that number is your before measurement number. And then next is when you will start your tapping, always with point 1 at the side of your hand. And you're going to recite your affirmation internally or externally. Internally, if you don't have the ability to say your affirmation aloud. I find speaking it aloud is more powerful, but it still works internally. It's one and the same. But for me personally, I like the aloud. I like to hear it. So you will use your statements as you begin the tapping, 5 to 10 times on each of the 1 through 9 in sequential order, the energy points within your body. And after you have completed all 9 points of tapping, then you need to pause and sit with yourself for just a moment. Place your hands back on the point that you originally used in your beginning measurement. And then now you need to rate again on a scale of 0 to 10 how you're feeling now. And this is going to be your after measurement. So if the rating did not improve or only improved a little, you will need to repeat through the process again accordingly until you get a better rating achieved. Okay, so what this is doing is it's allowing all of that energy that is behind the event of focus to get out of the way. Okay. And the biggest thing that you can do while you're doing it is you have to open your heart and your mind to let it go. Just remember to just see it streaming out of you like a river. And the light is coming in and it's washing it away. Okay? The most important thing to remember with anything new in terms of a technique or a tool that is discussed in these episodes is you need to give yourself time to practice and be patient with yourself. Okay? These attacks didn't just happen yesterday. So they've been with us some longer than others. So just be gentle and patient with yourself and be open to this process. So I'm going to use stress as our use case for today. Now, if you have a different focus area that you had in mind as we were going through the steps, then just replace stress with that area of focus. Or you can follow along with me and use the stress. But the importance of this exercise here, this session here, is for you to understand how to incorporate the affirmation that you created into the 1 through 9 points as you are tapping your body. So I came up with 9 different affirmations, one for each of the 9 points. In the beginning, if you want to just come up with 1 or 2 or 3, however many, and then build up to it. I love to switch things around, so that my body is, each time you're tapping, your body's paying attention to it. And what's even better is your subconscious is paying attention to it and is trying. What does the subconscious do? It is like, oh, well, this is what is believed, therefore I have to manifest and create it. And you want your subconscious to pay attention to it and create the pathway for it, right? So, food for thought. So let's go through all of this. So we're going to, first and foremost, okay, we've already washed our hands. We are sitting down. We've come up with our statement. We're going to focus in and tune in. And we already took our deep breaths. Okay, take your deep breaths. Now we want to tune in and feel the stress in our bodies. Just tune in and let yourself feel it. And now we're going to give it a number. 0 through 10, 10 being the worst. All right, we have our before measurement. So now we're going to begin tapping. We're going to start out with point 1, side of hand karate chop. We're going to tap 5, 10 times as we say aloud our affirmation statement. Even though I'm experiencing stress, I love and accept myself just as I am. Point 2, eyebrow. Even though I'm experiencing stress in my body, I choose to be peaceful and relaxed. Point 3, side eye. Even though I am stressed, I choose to surrender the emotions stress has created in me. Point 4, underneath the eye. Even though it has been a stressful time, I accept myself exactly as I am. Point 5, under the nose. Even though the stress has been challenging, I choose to be calm. Point 6, chin. Even though the stress is difficult, I appreciate my body and allow it to heal. Point 7, under the arm. Even though there is stress, I choose not to worry. Point 8, collarbone. Even though The stress has been overwhelming. I proclaim victory. Point 9, top, head, crown. Even though there is stress, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly the way I am. Deep breath. Put your hands back on the area of focus. Tune in to your area of focus for this session and rate it 0 to 10. What is the rating now after the session? Notice how you feel. Do you feel more relaxed? Do you feel more centered? Do you feel less pain and tension? And in regards to stress, this is what the technique teaches you. It allows that energy to flow through those 9 points and to escape out of your body for relief and comfort and healing. So, in conclusion, congratulations for those who followed along with me. You've learned how to apply the emotional freedom technique and were able to complete a session for yourself today. Now, if it was a little fast or you feel like you want to redo it, then you can refer back to this presentation today and replay the video as well. And we also learned today that EFT is a tool that targeted individuals can leverage to reduce their stress and anxiety, anger, loneliness, hopelessness, reduce pain, and when you're feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated. As targeted individuals, we must reduce the stress. I can't emphasize this enough. You have to detach yourself from the chaos and stay out of fight or flight mode. The targeted programs thrive on our emotional response, our trauma, our fear, us being stuck in anger and self-destructive and afflicted. We're going to choose ourself today. EFT is a great self-care tool to leverage and should be incorporated in your routine. Remember, how you view yourself and your body can be the gateway to heaven or hell. So you are the captain of your ship, even though these atrocities are against you. You can choose your peace and health today because you are worth it, each and every one of you. Here's a good quote. I like this. You cannot stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. And consider EFT, positive affirmations, breath work, all these healing modalities to be your surf. That's your surfboard. So get out your surfboard and surf. And that is a quote from Jon Kabat-Zinn. So some resources. There is an EFT International's free tapping manual on EFTinternational.org. It's a PDF that you can download. I've got the link there, or you can search and Google and just do EFT International's free tapping manual. So it'll go into more detail than what I did today, but I really like to simplify things in terms of steps, and that may be a little bit more to digest, but just know that what you learned today is exactly what you need. There is a phone app for those that kind of, if you feel like you need to get some more practice under your belt a little bit to feel more comfortable with what was presented today, there's a phone app called the Tapping Solution. There is a 14-day free trial, but it is kind of costly for an annual subscription, like $94.99. But you could always cancel your free trial. But again, if you just follow along on the video and go through the 9 points and come up with your affirmations and tune in with your before measurement and after, you've got this. I have faith in you. I also wanted to include a self-healing prayer. It's called Ho'oponopono. And Ho'oponopono was created by Morna Simona, a Hawaiian kahuna. It emphasizes prayer, confession, repentance, and forgiveness. It is simply 4 statements. And this is, again, self-healing. Now, you can apply it, this prayer too, when you're having some discord in relationships and other, circumstances. Maybe whatever you're feeling. But this is a very powerful in your self-care, in your self-healing, because it's very important for TIs. Again, we've got to detach from what is being used against us in the attacks. And one of the major, games that is played in these targeted programs is focusing in on things that you may be resentful of, have trauma from, have, inner turmoil on, and using them against you to gaslight you. So again, this is just another tool in this Ho'oponopono prayer, and it's 4 simple statements. And I'm going to go through each one of them with you so that you know what's behind those statements in terms of self-healing. So the first statement is, I'm sorry. Recognizing and accepting responsibility for your actions, thoughts, and emotions that have caused conflict to manifest for you. Please forgive me is a request for you to make amends with your higher self and God universe. Thank you. Showing gratitude to your higher self as well as God universe for allowing your negative thoughts, actions, and emotions to be cleared. So it's very, see how this plays in with EFT too. It's very, very awesome. So last statement, I love you. Sending love to God universe is a form of gratitude and stating love for this earthly existence. I know that this earthly existence for us can be hell on earth, but you must retrain your mind to see it as a catalyst for your inner healing and using it as the motivation for wanting more, to reclaiming your power, reclaiming how you view yourself, self-empowerment, and your confidence. Use it as a catalyst. Use it as that stepping stone. Don't just accept it as your destruction. You must persevere and use it and flip it for your own advantage. So again, the Ho'oponopono prayer is, I'm sorry. And I always find great benefit with just touching my heart when I say that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Another good quote by Marianne Williamson is, the practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. Think of all ourselves as a thread of consciousness. When we heal ourselves, we heal our ancestors, we heal the world and all of its inhabitants. Think of it as being part of that cosmic thread of consciousness. Please subscribe, follow, like, and share. I have created multiple platforms for the Chosen Heroes, a couple of new ones since the last time. So X, I have an X channel at Chosen Heroes Rumble, of course, how you're watching me today. Please email me at chosen_heroes@proton.me. And new is a YouTube channel for the Chosen Heroes. If you search Chosen Heroes, you will find it. Please hit like, subscribe, and share. And also, as of today, I created a Facebook group so that our community and those who have watched the episodes that I have presented can have an open forum for chatting and discussing. And of course, I'm the moderator over that, and I'll also be able to answer any questions. And it gives you a chance to speak with others in the community and share. And you can find that Facebook group by just simply searching for the Chosen Heroes. And I've also listed all of Targeted Justice social media as well, and the email too. And it's important for the episodes that resonate with you, if you don't mind just sharing those on social media platforms, because again, if we can help one other TI or expose these shadow targeted programs to others, then that's a win for the day. All right, I'm going to go back on to the chat here, and let's take a look and see what we have. Hi, Targeted Justice. Ariel, hello. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, Craig LaForest. Thanks so much for tuning in to the podcast. You are such a bright light to the community and for those who experience V2K just like myself. Love you. Thank you for always having those uplifting messages of keeping strong, TIs. Yes. And it's KANALX. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. Greetings from Germany, all the way from Germany. So glad that you're here today. Oh, thank you, Sapphire Eyes 777. I'm so glad that you're feeling better already. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to continue. I have such a passion for researching these energy healing modalities and techniques, because I'm going to build up an arsenal of tools for our RTI community. There is no reason why we should be going through this injustice against our civil rights and liberties, but by God, we are going to persevere, and we are going to overcome it, and we're going to use our tools, and we're going to stop feeding what these perpetrators want, which is our reaction, and for us to give up on ourselves and our lives. And what we need to remember as a community is we do this. We have to pick ourselves up off of the ground, and we need to reclaim our power and our confidence and our health and our glory, because it is the promise of God that we have this within us. We have this ability to be our own hero of our journey. Believe in yourself, and remember that we are doing this for those who have succumbed to this violence and injustice. We are doing it for them. So we got to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps, and we got to keep going, and we've got to heal. Because if I'm healing me, then I'm helping heal someone else. And it's just going to be a wave and a ripple effect for the healing in this community and spreading the global awareness. Do this for the children who cannot articulate and have the ability to voice, in some capacity, in totality, what is going on and what they're going through. Do this for our elderly that do not have the means or ability to defend themselves and are suffering through this injustice. And more importantly, do this for the earth and its inhabitants all around the globe that are experiencing this. Not only is this being done to us, as these frequencies are flying around in the air, they are impacting the animals on this earth. They are impacting the animals in the sky and all that is in our ocean. They are being subjected to these frequencies as a result and being in the crosshairs of what is being done to us. And they don't have a voice. They don't have social media or a platform. We've got to do it for them too. It is for the earth as a whole in the sustainability and for the future generations to come. Let us be the generation that raises that sword of awareness and light, shining and exposing these shadow programs that are being done against us. And we're going to reclaim our freedom, and we're going to reclaim our thoughts and our mind, and to be 100% organic at all times. I pray every single day that, and this is a prayer, and if you can join me in this prayer, that I thank God in the universe for getting in these data centers and data banks that house the torture and what has been done and recorded and obtained and stolen from our lives and our mind, and setting a virus within that data bank that leaks it out and exposes it. And those in possession and power and authority and knowledge of these data banks and torture programs, I ask that God and the universe soften and condition their hearts and seed them with the courage to speak out. And us as a community, what we can do as our part is spread this awareness out on the social media platforms. If you look on X, if you look on Facebook, and you search for hashtag targeted individual, you will see just how much is out there. More and more all the time. And when you go out and you post on social media for yourself, remember to tag hashtag targeted individual, hashtag targeted justice, because then hashtag V2K, hashtag voice to skull. When somebody is searching for those words, there comes up all this. And right there is their confirmation that it isn't in their mind, it isn't in their head. What they're experiencing is real and it has validity. There's patents that prove it. And this is how we can do our part. Hi, Joshua. Thank you so much for joining us. Does anyone else have any questions for me today? Joshua is a targeted individual from the Philippines. I'm sorry that you're having to go through this, Joshua, but you are not alone. We are here and we lift you up and we support you and we pray for you. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been such a joy. Remember, if you think of a question, join one of the social media platforms, X, the Facebook group, the YouTube channel. You can email me at chosen_heroes@proton.me, and I will get back to you. I love each and every one of you. It is such a blessing to be able to speak with you, and I will continue to pray for our victory over these shadow programs and the exposure of them. God bless you all.